What makes me unique as a real estate agent is my 16 years experience in internet marketing. Over the years, I've really learned a lot about what sells properties and what doesn't. It's really given me an edge. I've lived in New Hampshire my whole life, and I've had the chance to travel some other places over the years, and every time I do, I realize why I love New Hampshire. And it's just something every season that makes New Hampshire great, and I feel fortunate to be able to live in such a great place. A lot of home sellers get frustrated because their homes didn't sell, or it's taking, months, years to sell it. It's very frustrating, and I can understand that. Marketing a property correctly is a big part of what's going to help sell that, because let's face it, there's still only so many buyers out there. You want your home to be positioned differently. You want it to stand out from the crowd. You want it to get noticed. My approach to marketing real estate is to put myself in the shoes of the buyer. If we've identified, for example, that the most likely buyer is a female in the New England region that is between the ages of, say, 45 and 55, we can target those ads to show to that demographic on a website like Facebook, very targeted and very specifically, and then direct those clicks right over to the property website. 80–90% of home buyers are looking online to buy their home. That's really where the first showing happens these days. Instead of having your property get this little picture or this little blurb of text on a company website that's there with all the other properties competing for that viewer's attention, a website that's dedicated to just that property has no competition, and we can see very quickly how many people have looked at that property's website. I can tell where those people are coming from. This gives us feedback to help determine where we're going to do more marketing. That first picture has got a lot of work to do. Photography is probably one of the biggest tools to help sell a home. In a recent study done by the Wall Street Journal a couple of years ago, they discovered that photos for properties that were shot with higher quality cameras yielded a sales price of around $900 to as high as $116,000 more than properties that were taken with regular point-and-click cameras. Despite all that data, they found that only 16% of the properties in that grouping that they looked at had higher quality photos. The saying is, a photo's worth 1,000 words. A good quality photo, I think, communicates an emotion that you can't get with a low-end photo or even text. There's one listing for a friend of mine's house that I had sold. This was probably a couple of years ago. Went out and took higher quality photos and actually used technology called HDR, where you took 3 exposures of a single frame and used software to combine them, so you ended up getting a really good tonal range of the pictures. And within 2 weeks of uploading these pictures, we had an offer on that property that was accepted. The buyers came in and told me that it was the pictures that brought us into this property. We'd been looking over 10 years for a house to buy, saw these photos, came in, they saw the house, and made an offer that evening. It's a great feeling to help somebody, because when you get to the closing table, you know that you're sitting there with a seller client who's about ready to close up this chapter. Buying and selling homes is a very emotional process, whether you've done it many times. Homes are where our memories are tied to. It's great to be a part of that. It's great to be someone who's helped them get there. It's great to be part of that story.